How's it going, everybody? It's Carpo here, and this video will be addressed to all the Goodwill shoppers out there. Now, I'm a big fan of Goodwill. I get pretty much everything from Goodwill. Hell, I'm wearing these big shiny blue polyester pants that I got from Goodwill, and probably the shirt I've got and everything else. And I was down there earlier. I stopped on my way home from getting actually one of the 5 most delicious hamburgers I've ever had in my life. And all 5 of them have been at the same place. It's called Killer Burger. I don't eat hamburgers very often, but they have a peanut butter burger there that just blows my mind. Anyway, without further ado, it's funny because I made a video about 3 or 4 years ago. It was one of my first videos. It was about Goodwill and buying stereos at Goodwill. And that video has more views than any of my other videos. It's really funny. I get comments daily on it, people who are either for or against vintage receivers. And about 5 years ago, you could go down to Goodwill and pick up for $20 a vintage Pioneer SX 750 receiver worth, a couple $100. The ones that came out, they were like $600-700 new. Some of these, between $400 and $600 for some of the, more decent ones, and up from there. And this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. So these are like, thousands of dollars worth of components. And of course, people have their own opinions on stereos. But anyway, I still have a bunch of them over here. An old Sansui and a Marantz and, a couple Pioneers that I bought. And I was kind of obsessed with stereo equipment for a while. So anyway, people caught on at Goodwill. And some of the vintage stuff started going onto their Goodwill website and being auctioned off. And basically it cut out all the stereos and the good stuff. I mean, all you're going to find there is junk in a lot of the Goodwills. However, what's happened now in the last 5 years is new stuff has become vintage. Things like CD players from the 80s. Some of the first CD players are highly desirable. They're high quality and they're well made. They were designed to work, because you're going to spend $1,000 on one of the first CD players. You don't want it to crap out. These days, you can go down and buy, a $50-100 CD player, the DVD player that lasts a week, even year, whatever. So I wanted to talk about camcorders here. I went down and I got these. These are 2 camcorders I got at Goodwill, okay? I've got several cameras and components, but this one right here takes the digital high 8 digital tape and turn it on here. And it's got the little thing on the top with the, with the controls, and then there's the little tape release inside there. And inside here it's got all the little buttons, the memory stuff and everything. Then it's got the super night shot, the 450 times digital zoom. And I got this for $15, okay? $14.99 with the case, the extra battery, the charger, 2 remotes. And I was just like, it was in the case for $15. So I went and looked it up. It was a $900 camera, or $800 or $900 when it came out. You can still find these on eBay, and they're still like between $200 and $350. And it's just awesome. I love it, but it takes the tapes. $15 was a great price for that. But today I went down, and this is what inspired me to make this video, and I picked this one up. Now this one's still charging. I just picked it up. This is like a newer version of that, and this one takes the mini DVs, and actually in the store I didn't realize it opens up down here, and then it takes the little mini tapes. And a lot of people have, they're basically getting these transferred now onto CDs or DVDs, so they don't have to deal with this anymore. Everybody's basically going with the new digital everything. And the camera I'm using right now is it's a Lumix G3 handheld camera. It's a mirrorless. It does everything. You can see that it's nice, clear video, killer audio. Everything about it's phenomenal, and you can pick one up for a few $100. So why would somebody want to spend money on this? Anyway, this one takes, and the reason, this one was $20, and it was just sitting on the shelf down there. See if the battery's charged. It's got a really nice big display on it. What is that? Gotta be like a 3-inch display. Then it's got the buttons in here just like the other one, except for these ones are better. It looks like they don't get easily water damaged. It's got the Carl Zeiss Vario Sonar digital zoom on it, the laser connection, the directional microphone on it, the top mount so you can put on, external lights and microphones. I mean, this is just a badass little unit for 20 bucks, you know? And it came with the cord, and of course, you know, these cords that had never been used. 2 batteries, and I just happened to have an old camcorder that took the same battery, so that helped out. The only thing that was missing, and this is the only drawback that I want to say if you're going to go buy an old camera, it takes these. For taking pictures, they had these little cards that fit in each one. This is one of the first memory sticks. I don't even remember what they're called, actually. It's got the little lock switch on the back. MSA 4A. Guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, this is 4 megabytes. And that just... This is a 15-year-old camera. It basically looks brand new. So, I mean, obviously, 10, 15 years ago, that's what they had. 4 megabytes, you know, and you could take a bunch of pictures with it. But now 4 megabytes is like one picture from the camera that I'm using right now. So this is the difficult part, is getting new lenses, or getting new cards for it, and at the same time having to deal with, you know, dying batteries and stuff like that. What's up with this? This is a really, really cool... I haven't really played with this thing yet, but anyway, I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. I really like this lens. Does it... Oh, I see what it's got. It has like a little... Must be a little protective lens for it. Okay, cool. Anyway, I just wanted to share that, and really just to share people that Goodwill still has good stuff, and you can still find really cool things there. And if you're not too worried about getting the most modern stuff, then it might be the best place for you. The trick about Goodwill is you can't just go down there once a week and look. If you want to really find something, you've got to go every day, because good stuff disappears quick. I've gone down and seen a receiver I wanted, and then turned around and decided I'd come back and get it, and somebody picks it up. This has happened to me like a dozen times. One time I passed this really nice, it was a quadraphonic receiver. I don't know if you've heard of those, but back in the day it was the first attempt at surround sound. They were quadraphonic, and each speaker had its own sound. And there were a few quadraphonic records made. And I saw a quadraphonic deck for like 15 bucks. I'm like, oh, I'll come back for it. And a guy picked it up like right behind me. So stuff pops in all the time. You just got to go in and check for it. So I'm pretty stoked on my new cameras. So we'll see how long the batteries last.